This screen capture is for Kennesaw State University Offensive Security Research Group. This was a presentation given back on May 19th of 2014 by Stephen Haywood. You can check his website out at averagesecurityguy.info or on Twitter at @averagesecguy. I'm going to be going through some utilities in Kali and Metasploitable, and we'll get started. We're going to first work with Burp Suite. You can find it in the Kali Linux drop-down menu under Web Applications under several different parts menus, but here Burp Suite is. Now, we're primarily going to be using two pieces here. We're going to be using the proxy and also the repeater options here. So first off, we want to make sure that we set our intercept to be off so it allows all the traffic to go through without having to forward or drop it. And we want to also configure iceweasel, our web browser, for the proxy settings. You can find that under Advanced, Connection, Settings, Manual, and it's just the localhost 127.0.0.1 with port as 180. And you can see that here as the interface options under the proxy settings inside of Burp. So all this is going to redirect the traffic through Burp, so we can view all the packets through here. Now we can just see, I'm going to navigate to my Metasploitable system on Kali, but just to show you, we can check our IP here. We got 192.168.10.128. So I'm going to navigate to 192.168.10.128, and we are going to be using the DVWA Damn Vulnerable Web Application. So now we can see the history coming through here, the packets rolling through, all the get methods. We're going to go ahead and log into DVWA. Username's admin. By default, the password's password. Next, we want to set our security settings inside of DVWA. Down here, you'll see inside the navigation for DVWA security. We'll set it to low. This is just a very basic tutorial. We're going to be exploiting some cross-site scripting reflected and also basic SQL injection. Now, inside of here, you can see where all the hosts, we're accessing 192.168.10.128. If you're doing a pen test, you would want to make sure inside your scope, you had said you had added your IP in here, so you're not going to browse outside of your scope. Because as you can see here, we've already it's already crawled two other sites, or it knows about it from the HTML code. So now it's just going to limit it to this. First thing we're going to do, we're going to work with cross-site scripting. Very basic. It's just asking a form saying, what's your name? Justin. We'll click submit. You'll see where it printed your name right here. Now we can go into Burp Suite, go to the proxy settings and history, and go to the last packet that was captured, and we can see the raw data and also anything else we have for cookie in here, right here, our ID, but most importantly, we can see right here where Justin, the text that we entered inside of the form, was submitted via a GET post or a GET method. Now, we want to see if this is vulnerable to a JavaScript injection. And easiest way to do that, we're going to pull this into Repeater. So we're going to right-click on it. My right-click has been messing up every now and then. It lags a little bit. So we're going to send to Repeater. Now you'll see up here where Repeater's turned yellow. And we are able to modify the request. Now we could get anything here. We could just change this from Justin to whatever. And we could click the Go button. We could see the response. Actually render a page on here. View the HTML. But we want to send a JavaScript and see if it allows for us to send that. So we're going to do script alert 1. Now we can send the request. Everything went successfully. We can see the HTML. And we can now take this script and paste it right into here. My copy and paste is not working for some reason, so I have it pre-populated for us. Click Submit, and we get a JavaScript pop-up window. Now at the bottom of the page, you can see view source of this page, the actual PHP source, and see that they're not doing any filtering. And it is, not sanitizing any user input. Next, we want to do a SQL injection. Now, if you type in user ID and your user ID is 1, you can see where user ID 1 pulls up the first name admin and surname admin. An easy way to test for a most basic SQL injection is just to add an extra one apostrophe there, and we'll click Submit, and we'll get a SQL error. That means that it's not once again validating any user input. It's just accepting whatever's there. So we could enter a basic equation, 1 equals 1, and it would return all the records in the user ID table. User ID table. So now that we know that this site is vulnerable, we want to use the SQL map tool to inject it. We can just bring up our terminal here and type in SQL map-u for URL. Enter the URL here, which is, and you'll want to make sure that you have you've entered a blank submission form. We're going to just copy and paste this right in there. Now we have to also import our cookie because we've been authenticated, and if we didn't have our cookie in there, it wouldn't be able to access it. So we can actually go into our Burp Suite proxy and view our cookie, which is right here. Now for some reason it's not allowing me to copy and paste into here, so I'm going to actually have to just type all this out. And we're going to add some extra tags in here, specify the database as MySQL. We'll see if this works. So it got a redirect, meaning that PHP session ID is not correct. Actually, it did work, and it showed our available databases right here. We can see that we have several different databases, 7 of them to be exact. We got our DVWA, information schema, Metasploit, MySQL, OWASP, TikiWiki, and TikiWiki 195. We can actually do a MySQL dump of the user database, or the user table, inside of the DVWA database. So basically we're going to use the same script we used a minute ago, modified a little bit. We're going to run the dump command of the database, DVWA, the table users, and click enter. So it recognized that there are password hashes in the column password, saying, do we want to store the passwords in a temporary file? No, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to crack them using the password hash table that's already set up by default. And you can see that it cracked these things pretty quickly. Here is the actual hash right here. There's the password, password, ABC123, Charlie let me in, and password. So it's that easy to use a SQL map utility. We'll be using this in more in depth in the lab. Hope this gets you started, and I look forward to seeing you next time.